Hi everyone, it's cards.byrachel with day 2 of our Valentine Mini Series. Today we're focusing on Fawn, a pull and slide surprise, and the Sweet November stamp Valentine Sweetwees. I adore this set, and this is actually one of my favorite interactive dies because it's very easy to make and it's so much fun. Here I'm showing you, I cut one of the biggest piece, one of this piece with the tab and the pull tab with the arrow, and I used the large rectangle stackables, stitch stackables from Valentine, but you could also cut a panel that's 5.5 by 4.25. Here I'm lining up that biggest panel basically on my card base and using the Valentine grassy border stencil and some cracked pistachio to ink my grass because I wanted to be at the same height, so I just figured this would be the easiest way to get that right basically. We will be doing like a red, pink and salmony pink color scheme, and then sometimes I like to use like cracked pistachio and evergreen bow, I think you say, I'm not sure. But anyway, I sometimes prefer that to the bright greens as a color combination with those sort of colors, so that's why I choose this. And I'm just gonna use that same stencil and use it as a mask, which is great that you have both those options. Here I'm using Tethered Rose. I'm also gonna use saltwater taffy and candied apple for my sky. So from that salmon color to our red, and just make it a nice little blend. In case you have missed day 1 of our Valentine series, mini series, I did make a playlist for this, so there you can check all 7 videos that we're gonna do in countdown to Valentine. Normally I don't craft as much for Valentine, but this year I was feeling it, so I thought this theme would be nice. Here you can see me using that candied apple, and then whoops, it shifted. I wasn't holding it properly. Luckily, my red ink didn't go anywhere where it wasn't supposed to go, so otherwise I would have started all over again, which is not that big of an issue, but you guys know it always feels bad if you have to start all over again, so I was happy that we managed to keep going there. Here you can see this is that cute little panel, and my tape ripped a little piece, so I'm just gonna glue it together and with my tweezers hold it together. There will go an image over it in the end, so it's not too bad. Here you can see me also ink blending my background panel, just because it will show, because you will pull that front panel up, and this part with the red and a little bit of the saltwater taffy will show actually. And in case I don't line it up correctly, like not as straight as I had here, I don't want the white to be seen, so I just decided to do the whole panel anyway. And I'll do the same with my grass because it will show a bit as well. So basically 2 identical panels, just in different sizes. If you can hear fireworks in the background, again, I will say it tomorrow as well in our day 3. I'm doing this voiceover on 30 December 2025. So people are already lighting fireworks here in the Netherlands. So but yeah, I don't want to get this voiceover done, so I hope it's not too annoying. Here I'm using my Spellbinders Splatter White and my Spellbinders Splatter in glitter Sparkle, I believe it's called. I will link it down below in the description box, of course. And I use both of those splatters on both the panels. And I'm using some Tethered Rose for my pull tab there. The little arrow I will keep white. And actually for the panel with the tab there, I will go with my same 3 colors, because it will be visible once you pull it up. I don't think it will be visible all to the bottom, but I didn't want to measure and be difficult, so I thought I'd just do the whole panel anyway. I do believe I splattered this off camera as well, I think. Here I just have my top folding base card, and I'm just gonna attach our panel of 5.5 by 4.25 inch, and so we can get started on, assembling our cute interactive pull and slide card. I'm always a fan of interactive cards, but this one also isn't that difficult, which makes it extra fun. So I hope this video makes it clear that's not that difficult at all. Here the top folding line you will fold towards you, the middle line you will fold downwards, and that bottom line you will fold towards you again. So basically you create like this mountain folds. So down, up, down. No, up, down, up, sorry. Up, down, up. So you can create this nice little mountain. I'm gonna attach some double-sided tape to that small tab there, because we need that, attach that to our panel with our tab, as you can see there. That will line up there nicely. So I'm just gonna use my Valentine picking tool to get rid of the backing paper and use some glue. And then I'm just gonna line it up with that pull tab. There we go, it needs to go there, and then at the bottom there you can secure it. That's sometimes the issue with ink paper. The glue doesn't want to stick as well, but I'm just holding it down, and holding it down until it stays put, basically. So that is all, basically. The other thing you need to do, you got 2 of these small little stripes, and we attach them left and right on the back side of our interactive card here. That just makes sure that the pull and slide doesn't go outside this little bump, basically. And that's also where you can attach glue on top of it again to put it on your card base, as I will show in a bit. But just put those off to the side there, and we should be golden. So this is basically already the interactive part. See, there we go. Pull it up, and that is it. So it's really nice and easy, and it still has quite a bit of space to put some images on, actually, which I always love. So, here I'm just checking where it will line up and where I want my images, and then just sticking it down, planning out my card. And here I'm folding that pull tab with the arrow. Just gonna attach it to that tab and inlay that white piece of the arrow, so it kind of stands out against our tattered rose ink there. You could also use like one of these interactive sentiment stamps, like pull me or something, and stamp it on top of that pulling tab. I usually just put it inside my card as a message for the recipient if I send it to someone who isn't a card maker. And here you can see that at work. Why I haven't attached it yet is because I want to do a sentiment, a hidden sentiment there. So I want to see where it will fit and where we need to stamp it. I'm just holding it in place, carefully remove the rest, and then place it like this in my Misty so we can stamp the sentiment in exactly the right spot. Because if you put a top part, the interactive mechanism on it, it will be really, impossible to stamp it in your Misty, because you need to pop it up before you can see the inside, basically. So, yeah. Here you see me laying on that base piece and putting my glue only on those little stripes we attached. So, otherwise your mechanism will be glue shut. You don't want that. So, just on those stripes. And here I'm just lining it up as straight as possible, making sure my sentiment is all the way visible. That's why I placed it while it was open. And then I'm actually gonna put some heavy stuff on there to make sure it's nice and secure. While that all dries properly, I'm gonna show you some coloring, because I know some of you guys like it. I'm using my Olo alcohol markers. I have my affiliate link down below in the comments in case you're interested in getting some high quality alcohol markers yourself. Just starting with the skin, I sort of always do. I don't know why. This is definitely my favorite skin tone color combination. I actually use it all the time if I need to color some cute little ones. So if you want to try out some Olo and you like coloring like these cute wees or other images from the Sassy Club, for example, I would definitely suggest these color combinations. Here I'm using that salmon-y color that we also used on the two at the top. Funny story, these two on the top actually I found already colored in my bag with the stamps from last year. I probably stamped a color too much images and then just left them off. But that was a nice way to not have to think about a color combination and save myself some coloring this year. So I'm definitely not complaining there. So yeah, I'm just following that same color combination with like the reds, the salmon, and a little bit of the aqua color and the reds, of course. And I do give her, I believe, some blonde brownish hair because our other two have red and black hair. So just, you know, some variation there. I don't color too how do I say? I don't focus too much on my shading because most of my shading I will do with my colored pencils. Lately I've got my new Faber-Castell polychromos, but these are from last year, the top ones of course. So I wanted to match them. So I will grab my Prisma color pencils. Prisma color pencils, yes. God, words today. And my Castle Art pencils, just because, you know, I wanted to match the ones I already colored. And here I'm just adding a little bit of highlights and lowlights to the hair. Hair I find very difficult, but I always try my best to give it some color difference and stuff like that. And then all that's left, I believe, is the cute little cupcake, which I'm using a sort of light brown color for, but then I decided I found it too light because this can also be used as a skin tone, as you can probably tell by now. And I found that it was too close to, you know, the actual skin of my Wii, so I'm adding a way darker brown and just shade that out. Thought that would be better. And then for the, I don't know, decorative part on the cupcake, I'm actually gonna use a very dark brown to make it like a chocolate, a nice yummy chocolate on top of there. This coloring actually took way longer than I expected, especially since here you can see it. I'm gonna use my colored pencils over Prismacolor pencils. That was the word. Oh God. Well, I will show a bit of like the skin and to see I do it. Basically, it's just a darker brown and a lighter brown, and then just blend it out. Same as with alcohol markers, they just look and feel a bit differently. I feel like otherwise it would be a very long coloring video. Just let me know if you would have liked to see everything, and also if the answer is yes to that question, like would you mind some music in the background or just quiet, like no sound at all, or me blapping on about, I don't know, everything and anything. Also, Nijkerk is next year, art event in Nijkerk. So if you're in the Netherlands or close to the border of the Netherlands and Belgium, Germany, and you want to see us and come to a workshop or come have a chat, be sure to you know, buy some tickets and get there. I think for now this will be all the pencil coloring I will show because I feel like it will get very repetitive. Here you can see I'm just playing with that interactive die and kind of see where I want everything to go. And also with gluing your images, be sure you don't glue shut your interactive panel part of the card basically. That's why usually after every image I glue down, I just open and close it to see if it still works properly. I had a bit of excess glue there, so I'm just gonna rub it off to make sure it doesn't shut down my interactive part. And this cute little flying wheel with the chocolate kisses are gonna go there, so it will be popped up as you open your card, which I think is so adorable. And then here's our cutie that we colored together and a macaron on the bottom. Here I attach it with just some liquid glue, but I will get rid of that actually. It does close, it does work, you could do that, but I feel like if you add a bit of like foam squares behind it, then it just slides, the panel slides in better behind it basically. Here I'm doing the same with my cute little fairy. And yeah, the flying one was a little bit in the way, so I removed it. But here I also attached foam squares at the end. And no one will ever know that you ripped her off and it's damaged behind there. Same with this one, we just cover up those pieces that we ripped off. And here you can see me open it. I hope, yes, I do hold it up a bit for you guys to see properly. And now it slides way better behind there. And here I was like, I am missing a little something at the right top corner. It felt a bit of balance basically. So I will just add a little bit of hearts to it. I'm using some clay heart sequins, but you could also use some little die cut heart pieces or some enamel dots, you know, whatever you want. I just felt like it really balances out. Well, I hope you guys liked day 2 of our Valentine mini series. If you didn't watch day 1, be sure to watch it back. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow for day 3 of this series. Where we'll use some Sunny Studio stamp very, very cute penguins. Be sure to check out Instagram to see my Valentine post. And be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Have a crafty day. Bye.